Bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here between the Minnesota Vikings and the Chicago Blues. Two teams more than ready to get this one started. And off we go on EA Sports. Kene Nwangwu now out of his end zone. And no alley to be found. The coverage was solid, and he's dropped at the 18.
Take over first and 10 at their own 18-yard line.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And he'll take this one up to about the 23. 5 yards on the game's first play, second down. This defense, Charles, really played well in that win a week ago.
I have to admit, I was extremely impressed by what I saw on tape because they stayed in the face of the quarterback the entire game, ended up getting 4 sacks total, and made it difficult for him to step up and find receivers downfield. Also made it hard for him to escape the pocket and run.
9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. Three tight ends in the ball game here on first and 10. Up the gut, McCaffrey. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Well, they set the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing him for a loss.
So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on second down and 11. Now Lawrence to throw. This ball complete to Rager. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. Couple of first downs to kick off the drive. Here's first and 10 up at the 46. McCaffrey on the counter. And this will be good for a pickup of 9 to the 46. The previous run good for 9. Here's second and a yard. They go play action now. Lawrence. It's Knox, the tight end, making the catch. And he'll be brought down inside the 40-yard line. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a first and 10. Now Lawrence. And he fires one that's intercepted.
Well, they certainly weren't afraid to let it fly early, and they hope that'll keep the defense honest and keep the offensive guys excited about getting back out there. They are in attack mode in this game. It did backfire a little bit. Now you're just hoping your defense can keep them off the scoreboard so you're not facing a deficit the next time you run out there.
Come on. Hey. Check.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
They'll keep it on the ground. Baldwin. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's second and 9.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
On third down, he'll drop to throw. It's caught. Baldwin. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. It's a 7-yard gain and good enough to move the chains.
I'm not sure that was necessarily a safety valve or a check down throw on third down. Sometimes just try and find the open guy and get him the ball. He did exactly that and found a way to pick up a first down.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
No surprise at all. They're looking for the big man early in this one. The only surprise for them, he couldn't hang on to the pass.
Here's 2nd and 10 now from the 29. Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds.
And a lot of times these plays, they either go for nothing or they go for big yardage. And here, they got to the outside, turned it upfield, and ended up getting a nice little gain out of it.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Baldwin. And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Right back to him on first down. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
They'll run for the first time with Kareem Hunt. We're scoreless after 1. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 46. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Baldwin. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. 2nd and 5. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket, no. Here comes the flag.
Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle, and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
On 3rd down, it's Baldwin. And some room to work. Touchdown, Chicago! The game had been pretty uneventful offensively until that big strike.
No doubt about it. Almost felt like they were just going back and forth a little bit in the first quarter. But in the second quarter, things ramped up a little bit. Things jumped up. And you're exactly right. Going to make a highlight film or two. We'll be watching that one later on today.
And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this second quarter. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. A handoff left, McCaffrey. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage.
Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. They go play action with Lawrence. He'll get this to Nwangu.
And a good job defensively. They stop him short of the first at the 32.
So on fourth down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota.
Only 2 punts for him last week in the loss as he gets this one away. And a fair catch signaled for and taken at about the 18-yard line. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over.
Ready.
The offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive.
Early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
Pressure coming from the Vikings, and they get there and bring him down.
Rashawn Gary that time fighting free and getting to the quarterback.
Now that was a passer's nightmare. The front door totally shut down by the defense, so he kept going backwards, hoping to find another avenue of escape. It didn't exist.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted.
Picked off by Lewis Cine.
And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Well, it turns out it's not their offense who gets him on the board first, CD. It's the defense coming through right there with a pick six.
And I know from experience throughout the week when you go against the offense, you're challenging them all the time. You're letting them know, hey, don't worry about scoring this week. We'll take care of it. We'll get a few pick sixes and score ourselves. You're just kidding? But how about what he just did right there? Laid it out for the rest of the game. We scored. Hey, offense, can you keep up with us?
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Here we go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. Now remember, they were just out here a moment ago through the pick six, so we'll see if they can take better care of the football this go-around.
Yeah, and sometimes, partner, I think it's almost better that you just throw the pick six and you come right back out on the field. You're not over on the sidelines dwelling for it for very long. You're not hearing everyone say, hey, you'll get them next time. Hey, don't worry about it. All that stuff just goes right out the window. You're right back out on the field with a chance to atone.
They'll drop to throw. He hits Baldwin right side. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll leave him with a 3rd and just a yard. Up the middle they go. Baldwin. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a first down. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. Meanwhile, the throw here is complete. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. We've hit the 2-minute mark of the first half. All knotted up at 7. A reminder that when halftime rolls around, Jonathan Coachman will have all the highlights and analysis of this first half of play from our studios in Orlando. On 2nd down. It's Baldwin. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage.
18 ready.
It's now 3rd and
19 tight. 19 tight.
They'll look to throw.
Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet.
And a pretty nice tackle there, ranging up from his free safety spot as he'll stop him about a yard short. They're going to try and throw. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a curious decision to go for it. Doesn't pan out. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. On first down, this is McCaffrey. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop it.
It's a game of 25 yards.
And they'll throw on first down with Lawrence.
And that's complete to McCaffrey. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 20 seconds to go in the first half.
2nd and 2, first down marker at the 5-yard line. Off the option, here's McCaffrey.
And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So with 2 ticks left here in the half, on is the field goal unit. This just a 24-yard attempt. Badgley's kick is good, and that will do it for this first half. So we've hit halftime, just a field goal separating these two teams at the break. As we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. A good, tight football game thus far. 10-7 the score as we resume action on EA Sports.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20.
Down and 10 at their own 19-yard line.
Let's go
The
now.
offense back out there at the line, ready for their next drive. But Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. The gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete.
The goal is certainly to try and make a big play happen and climb back into this game, but you have to be careful. If you overdo it, you could turn it over and hurt your team.
On third down, it's Baldwin. And he is going to get the first down as he covers up after a pretty good shot there. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. They'll keep it on the ground. Baldwin. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. They'll set up to throw. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable. And that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that. And they force another incompletion.
And he's got the first down yardage before he's brought down at the 42.
108 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end.
On the move past the 40.
And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. A big play on the catch and run, covering 34 yards.
And as you saw right there, this is a guy with pretty good speed for a tight end. Nice job there, catching the short throw and turning it upfield. He can also be a weapon downfield as well.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And he's going to lose yards. They take him down at the 26. A rare misstep on that last play because the drive has been strong, but now it's 2nd and 12. They get him to the ground right on the cusp of the red zone after a pickup of 5 or 6.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Touchdown! Cole Kmet, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Blues have retaken a 3rd quarter lead. Extra point by York is up and good.
And the lead is now 14-10. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. put up the stop sign there as his guys will get it at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll be working from behind now following the touchdown a moment ago on the opening drive of the half.
I think the guys right now, as they go out on offense, they're zeroing in on one big key. They don't have to do anything differently just because they're down on the scoreboard now. The intent, still the same in what they plan to do on offense. We often talk about understanding the playbook, understanding progressions, and understanding what the defense is doing. We saw all of that on that play. Great recognition and understood where his running back was going to be. Found a way to have him leak out underneath, hit him with the football, and they picked up the first down.
A lot of effort there for just a 3-yard gain, and now second down. On the toss, they run wide side with McCaffrey. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. 23 yards on the pickup there and a first.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Tyson Campbell.
And a terrific return as he'll take it up past the 35.
And that could turn out to be a giant play, Charles. You got an offense driving to take the lead, but they're turned away on the INT.
And I think that we might look back on this in the fourth quarter and say, that was the play of the game.
And throwing here to start the drive as they connect left side.
And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped.
A good pickup there, 26 yards.
As they began this drive, I was wondering how they were going to attack since they're playing with the lead. Would they continue to try and push the ball downfield? Well, after one play, it appears that the answer is yes.
From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 38.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. A nice play design there with the touch pass. Looked good at the start, but bottom line, the defense was ready.
And they did a nice job scouting, didn't they? Not just scouting, but now executing once they saw the play for real after having worked on it all week in practice. They drilled on the play, then they drilled him.
Here's a 2nd and 7. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down.
It's a loss of 14. Brings up 3rd down.
Warriors 17.
So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play.
Let's go now. Cup 19. Cup 19.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked by Jeff Okudah. And the Vikings are right back in this football game.
3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him. And what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's 2nd and 12.
Lawrence will throw.
Going down the middle, and it's complete. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45.
On 1st and 10, it's Lawrence.
Forced out to his left. Now he'll turn and throw deep back to the other side of the field. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Well, we saw plenty of that during his much-heralded college career. He parlayed that into becoming a first-round selection. And now here he is making interceptions in the National Football League.
And this is a guy that has all the physical tools, but the thing that sets him apart is what he's got between his ears. And that's the sixth sense for knowing where the football is going. Just an excellent play there to create the turnover.
1 yard
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll keep it on the ground. Baldwin. And he's taken down, but able to get this up to the 20-yard line.
131 yards rushing for him now, as he has been tremendous all day long.
So the previous play, a big help, as now they'll have it 1st and 10 up at the 20. They'll set up a throw. And this is incomplete.
Had the right idea there, trying to throw it to the sideline, but he led him just a little bit too much, trying to get it out to his receiver. Ends up falling to the ground, incomplete.
After the incompletion, here's 2nd and 10 from the 20. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw.
And that's going to be caught by Peoples-Jones.
And he'll go down at the 26, following a gain of 6.
It's a gain of 6. Makes it 3rd and 4.
18, 5 in.
Now they'll throw here, out of the gun.
And this is dropped. Oh, it's incomplete. He had a big gainer in his sights, but he could not reel it in.
Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them, because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Maybe anticipating a blitz, and they jumped.
Yeah, and if we saw it, you know that they saw it. The bad guys might have been coming on that play. Had to pick them up, and they jumped.
Ready, set. 19 right. Hurt.
And they'll send the tight end in motion left. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
A throw left side taken in by Kmet.
And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. Back to throw again. Trying to lay one up deep. And look at this. They get the turnover they needed. It's intercepted.
Picked up by Javon Holland. And the Vikings are right back in this football game.
Certainly not what he was hoping for, Charles. That's now 3 interceptions in this ball game.
But there's a lot of knowledge to be gleaned every time you throw an interception if you do things the right way. And hasn't there been a pretty darn good quarterback along the way who threw a lot of interceptions early, learned from them, and became great later?
Who would that be?
That'd be one Peyton Manning. Threw 28 his rookie year. That's the NFL record. How'd things turn out for him?
I think okay. He's a guy in all the commercials now, right?
Yeah, I think he's doing okay.
That's good. The completion there for 7 yards, and that will bring up 2nd down.
Ready, set.
Looking to throw, Lawrence.
Works right side into the hands of the tight end, Knox. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down. They'll go option to the short side. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another 1st.
You know, as a defensive guy, I don't normally do this, Brandon, but a tip of the cap to the offensive coordinator. Design quarterback run at this stage of the 4th quarter when I expected him to throw the ball, and he got a 1st down.
Yeah, trailing this stage of the 4th quarter. Picked up the 1st, stopped the clock, too.
Yeah, sometimes there's some guts in play calling when you go against the grain because you know you could easily be criticized if it doesn't work out. Offense was moving it a little bit, had them back on their heels, but they earned a brief pause by forcing the incompletion. That gives them a quick chance to regroup and try and mount a stand before they're backed up even further.
On 2nd down, McCaffrey. And a pretty good run there as he gets 7 down to the 33. As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And some space here. Touchdown, Vikings.
Christian McCaffrey
with career touchdown number 70.
And the Vikings have taken a 4th quarter lead.
Extra point by Badgley, up and good. And it's now 17-14.
Vikings 17, Blues 14.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Taken in at the 3. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21.
22-yard line.
Here we go.
The offense now at the line, ready for their next drive. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily what you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. And he takes us up to the 40-yard line before being corralled.
70.
He'll look to throw. London holds this one in. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And they'll be left with a second and about a foot. Now a handoff up the middle. It's Baldwin. 158 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. Second down coming up. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with 65 seconds remaining. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. They'll keep it on the ground. Baldwin, he'll be hit down at the 33, 5 yards on the play. So third down, and a field goal from here would be right about 50 yards as they try to get closer. Oh, no, he lost the football. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Well, that simply is a missed opportunity. They're in position. If they take the ball downfield and score, they've got a chance to win the game. Instead, they cough it up. I don't think next week at practice is going to be a whole lot of fun for him.
On the other side, no bigger time to force a turnover when you've got that small lead.
Yeah, and when you look at it from the offense's perspective, taking care of the ball is so important. I know they're going to have all kind of ball security drills in practice all next week.
Now a stoppage here. We'll get another timeout as the clock will stop with 45 seconds left to go in the game. And they'll indeed take a knee.
Ready.
Victory formation time for the Vikings as they'll take a knee here. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory, and they were really helped by their defense, forcing 3 turnovers.
I think what we saw in this one, today's defense. And what I mean by that is in the old days, pitching shutouts was big time. That was paramount. But the big thing was holding people down, holding down their yardage, right? Don't let them throw the ball through the air and gain a lot of... But now, it's about taking the ball away. Taking away possessions, getting the ball back for their offense. They had 3 takeaways in this one, and it led them to victory.
So for the Vikings, they're on a nice early roll as they move to 3-1 with a win here. And they'll return home next week to take on the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the home team here, they'll drop down to 1-3. And they'll have a tough one at home next week against the Green Bay Packers.